soccer from Queen's Athletic Field. This is Mike Dowling along with Joe Cresta bringing you tonight's game between Croatia Adria and Italia Flyers.
Good evening, Mike. How you doing?
The referees for this evening's game is Iggy Spadafora, the linesmen are Tom Ryan and Joe Nero. For Adria, brings the ball into Juco, into Dan Ashton. Ashton still with the ball, back to the block. Pushes it up the wing, and the lineman covers his flag for offside. Joey, this should be a good game this evening. Adria being on top of the league, and Italia Flyers being about 3 points below them.
Yeah, right now it looks like the standings are Croatia Adria tied in first place with Corsi Masonry. Italia Flyers is 4 points behind. You're right, Mike. It should be a great game. The Croatian team's very young, talented, quick, and very good on ball control. The Flyers have some excellent veterans in Frank Anselmo and Isidin, who just took a throw in. We should see a very decent game tonight.
Clive Stevens with the ball. Adria defenseman represented in Newton. Back to his defenseman. Italia Flyers with the ball. Crosses the ball and putting out for a throw in.
Play a little scrambly right now, Mike. I guess the teams are just like every other sport. Takes a few minutes to get into the game and get the legs going and the heartbeat slowing down and relaxing out there with the ball.
Joshua Shannon with the ball throw in for Adria. Put back out for a throw in.
As we see,
Italia Flyers going to throw the ball in now. Purdy.
A lot of teams now using the long throw, just as you see there.
Throw in the grass, and it's in the net for a throw for Italia Flyers.
Yeah.
Bad mistake on the defense of Adria that time, Joey.
Well, like I was saying, it's just kind of funny because more and more we see this play in effect, and a lot of teams don't realize how to defend against it. And the defender was behind Frank Anselmo, and I think he should have been in front of him. Frank Anselmo just flicked it on, and the Adria player went in and scored actually with his thigh. Very clumsy on Adria's part as far as defense is concerned.
Referee Spadafora is going to have another tip-off after that goal was scored. Didn't like the first one. Brian Ashton to Juco. Juco got the ball. Back to Svelina. Svelina has the ball. Back to Dubla, and out to throw in for Adria.
This Croatian team has been together for about 3-4 years now, Mike, and they have a history of starting slow, so I think we're going to see a lot more of them coming on later on as the game progresses.
Svelina on the ball. Back to his defenseman. Over to the other side of the field. Nugent on up to the wing. Juco in pursuit. Ball goes out for throw in to Italia Flyers. Frank Anselmo on the ball. Still in control. Ball taken away from him. And another throw in for Adria.
This number 21 for Adria, Jouko Jovanen, is a player. This number 21 for Adria, Jouko Jovanen, is a player to watch. Very quick, very good shot. Unfortunately, he just made a very bad mistake.
He made an unusual throw in that time, Joe.
Yeah.
Not what you would call was in the rules.
Yeah, not one of his fortes, but he's very quick and he's a super center forward. Right now, I think he stands about third in league in scoring, so he's a dangerous player.
Jeff Iancourt up at the ball. Adria defense clears it out. Nugent back into the Adria box and is on the way out for another throw in for Adria.
Yeah, I think as you see this game progress too, Mike, you'll see that I have a feeling Adria is a little bit more physically fit, and later on in the game that'll have an effect also.
Free kick to Adria. Short free kick to Swilina, to Bubla. Bubla back to Swilina. Back to Seren. Long ball up the wing. Headed out for a throw in by the Italia Flyers defenseman Purdy. Swilina to take the throw in. Doesn't seem to have too many players to throw to. Finds one. Italia Flyers in possession. Long ball. Good play. Nelson still in possession, still chasing the ball.
A little late on his tackle there and just clipped the Adria player down. Iggy Spadafora was there right on the spot to call it. Adria wastes no time in the free kicks. Oh.
Back to Nelson again. He's got one player with him. Cleared out by Seren. Vajankovic takes a shot, long shot. No chance of scoring on that play. Gino Rocca, goaltender for Adria. Long ball, and the ball is up and out for a throw-in again. Brian Ashton has got the ball. Tips to Swilina. Swilina, long ball through the middle. To Bubla. The fenceman puts it out for a throw-in for Adria.
Seems to me that Adria's changed the lineup a bit. Bubala playing forward. He's usually a midfielder. Ashton playing in the center midfield also. He's usually on in the back as a sweeper. I don't know what the Croatian coach is maybe trying to stir something up here.
Ashton with a free kick for Adria. Long ball way over the bar for 3 points, as he would say in Spartan country.
Yes, and as they say in sports, he would like to have that one back. A player of Ashton's caliber shouldn't have. Maybe he was trying to take advantage of the sun being in the goaltender's eye. See, the goaltender's not wearing a hat, and maybe Ashton was trying to take advantage of it. But I think he'd like to have it back nonetheless.
Goal kick for the Italia Flyers. Long ball up through the center. Swilina to Swilina from Adria. Joko. Italia Flyers, long ball through. Anselmo chasing it. The goaltender Rocca comes out and takes possession for Adria. Long ball way up just middle of the field. Off an Italia Flyers defenseman and a throw in for Adria.
Seems that most of the play has been up the middle, and I'm just waiting for the teams to open it up a bit, Mike. I think it would be beneficial to both teams and spread the play out a little bit.
Throw in for Adria. Long ball down the line. Brian Ashton cleared out by defenseman Corey Burnett for Italia Flyers. Another cross in by Ashton. Right on to Clive Stevenson of Italia Flyers. He's chasing Swilina and goes out for another throw into Adria, taken by Mike Swilina. To Nugent. Back to Seren. Long ball in the center. Good ball. Good take by the goaltender of Italia Flyers, Dave Willems. David looking for some of his players to get loose, and he gives a long ball up to Shane Nelson. Crossed it in the middle, but there are 3 Adria players there to take possession of the ball. Nugent on the ball now. Back to Shannon. Shannon still in possession to Ashton. Ashton into Juco. Miss kicks the ball, and the Italia Flyers kick it out for a throw-in. Seems like, Joe, that Italia Flyers are, it looks like at this point they're playing for a tie.
Well, they have all their players back, Mike, and I think they're just playing a cat and mouse game right now. They're just frustrating the Croatian players, and they're bringing everybody back, and they're not giving the Croatian team anything.
Another throw in. We should get lots of throws in this game, and another long one up the wing.
Very tight marking out there, man. Very tight.
And it certainly looks like it. That Corey Burnett seems to be, I've watched him many times play, and is a very close marking defenseman. He doesn't give the forwards too much room to move when whether it's a throw in or the ball is running. Nugent. Swalina across to an open wing. To Bubla. Bubla still in possession in the corner, crosses her into Ashton. He makes a swipe better than misses. Italia Flyers in possession. Clyde Stevens' long ball. Missed. Brian Ashton in possession. Still in possession. Bring the ball up to the wing. Nugent running up behind the defenseman. Gets possession. Tackled by Corey Burnett, and the referee feels he was a little too aggressive in that tackle and is awarding a free kick to Adria.
Yeah, I have to agree with the referee there too, Mike. And a lot of young players don't realize that there was no need really for that tackle. The Croatian player was going away from the net and not going towards the net as a scoring chance. So.
Oh.
And a good scoring chance comes off that free kick.
I think it's a corner kick here, Joey, after that attempt by Adria. Looks like it's Brian Ashton now to take the corner kick for Adria. I think you'll see this come in around the penalty spot. Good try, cleared out by Jeff Yancourt. Clive Stevenson got the ball. Still in possession. Challenged by Swalina. Good ball by Stevenson up the wing. Nelson in pursuit. Beljo aggressively tackled by Nelson. Free kick to Adria. Ball to Swalina. Crosses to the other side of the field. Along the wing. Long ball up to Ashton. Nugent is crossing into the center. Can't get to it. Cleared by Troy Purdy of Italia Flyers.
As you see, the Flyers keep bringing everyone back to defend, and it's very difficult to get the player free for Croatia and Adria. They're going to have to work.
Well, Adria are a very physically fit team, and I've noticed in a lot of the games they've been tight in the beginning, but Adria's fitness seems to come out by the end of the game. So we'll see how Brian Ashton on the ball crosses. Ryan Cord stops, clears it out, and it'll be another throw in for Adria.
They're a youthful team also.
Throw in. Cleared out by Italia Flyers. Nelson tries to get possession. Cleared by Adria. Nugent. Back to Nugent. Still in possession. Pushed off the ball by Italia Flyers. Another free kick in for Adria. Long ball by Nugent. Try to hit Swalina. And the ball is cleared out for another throw in for Adria.
Play has been down in the Flyers half now for the last few minutes, Mike, as you noticed.
Cleared out again. We're certainly getting our share of throw-ins in this game, Joe. We may break a record here for for a game, but
Well, in defense of the players, the Queen's Athletic Field is a legal size field, but it is a touch narrow.
Mike.
They use it for football, and football uses a little bit narrow field than soccer. Players could use an extra couple of feet out there.
Adria player tackled the Italia Flyers player a little aggressively, and it's a free kick to Italia Flyers. Rizzi Rubai was aggressively taken down, and a free kick again, it looks like, to Italia Flyers.
Izzy, a very skillful player. He's from Libya. I've had the pleasure of coaching Izzy when we had the team in the Ontario League, and a very skillful player. Unfortunately, he's a little bit small and gets pushed around a bit, but as far as skills is concerned...
Good ball, good play by Izzy again. Juco put the ball out for a corner kick. Corner kick now will be for Italia Flyers, and I'm sure Izzy Rubai will be taking that corner kick.
Yeah. One of the things that makes Izzy so dangerous, Mike, is that he's willing to take a player on one-on-one. And if you can beat your player one-on-one, then it creates an opening for somebody else. And Isidin has the ability to do that, beat his player one-on-one, and makes him very dangerous.
Corner kick way out by Encore, tries to come on, cleared by Adria. Italia Flyers defenseman Troy Purdy does a good job of clearing it out for a throw-in again. Belgio, long ball up the wing. Tried to get Ashton by Encore all the way back out to throw-in again.
You can see some of the frustration on the Adria players, but they have themselves to blame also, because they are not moving as well as they should be off the ball. And that's something that is very hard to teach players, Mike, is to move when you don't have the ball. Move into the spaces, as we say.
Belgio. Ashton back. Frank Anselmo. All the way, Frank Anselmo chasing. Goaltender Rocca comes out. There's a collision. And I think goaltender Gino Rocca may be a little shaken up, and I hope not seriously injured by that play.
Yeah,
referee is calling on the coach of Adria to have a look at his player. As soon as the referee sees anything like this, he will blow the whistle right away in case there's an injury.
Yeah, that was an unfortunate. That's what we call a 50-50 ball. Both players had a chance of getting it, and neither player was going to let up. Frank Anselmo was a very strong physical player, and the goaltender just got the worst of it, but he's all right. He's hanging in there.
He went sideways. Yeah, which is this as well.
Yeah, it was a 50-50 ball there, Joe, and either one of the players, either Anselmo or Rocca, had intended to pull up and not go for the ball, and this is what happens in competitive soccer. The players both of them will go for the ball, so in turn what happens sometimes, one of them comes out injured.
Right.
Nugent ball. Stevenson, Italia Flyers, gets by Svalina, but unfortunately goes out for a throw-in. Throw in by Adria. Nelson for Italia Flyers tries to get it through to Anselmo, but too far and cleared by Croatia Adria. Long ball. Adrian Bubla had a swipe at it, but back to Nelson. Back to Bubla, puts it into Juco. But Juco, I think, was about 5 yards offside by the looks of it, Joe.
Yes, he was caught offside, caught a little bit behind the play, actually ahead of the play. I notice he's limply, and he's favoring one of his legs. He must have a problem with an ankle or a shin. I didn't see him get hurt tonight, so it could be from a previous game.
Goal kicked by Dave Williams, the Italia Flyer goaltender. Nugent for Adria, looking for Joko. Still in possession. Purdy. Italia Flyers, long ball up for Frank Anselmo. Anselmo looking for someone in the center. Go around to the Adria prayer. Crosses the ball. But in the goal. Scored a goal by another mistake by Adria's defense. I thought Gino Rocca had that ball in his possession there, Joe, and seems he might have got a little bump or something, but he dropped the ball, and I don't know if it was Frank Anselmo or
Frank Anselmo was the one
scored that time, or whether it was Izzy Ruba.
Frank was the one that originated the play by taking the ball down to the goal line and crossing it. The goaltender's coming out now, so he might still be shaken up from that injury. He did have the ball, and
yeah. Well, this shirt is unexpected after approximately nearly 25 minutes of play. We see that the Italia Flyers are ahead 2-0 by over Adria, which is a surprise. Gino Rocca just came out of the game now and replacing them because of that injury and the collision with Frank Anselmo. And Chris Belanger is now replacing him in the Adria goal.
I see him on the bench favoring that one right leg there, and he's massaging it. I don't know if we'll see him back in tonight, but that's unfortunate. 2-0 for Adria could be a tall order. I'm still waiting for them to create something. They just don't seem to be in the mood tonight.
Another throw-in, ball hit off Mike Swalina. Izzy into Frank Anselmo. Frank Anselmo hit from behind, and it's a free kick to Italia Flyers. Free kick to be taken by Clive Stevenson. No, they changed their mind, and he's taking a short one to Nelson. Nelson still in possession. Decides to have a shot. Saved by Chris Belanger. Belanger, long ball up to the center. Ashton misses it. Troy Purden. But we have Van der Ploeg of Italia Flyers, and he was quite a bit offside that time.
Yeah, there was a few of them caught offside. Adria played the offside trap and just moved everyone up, and there was 2 or 3 of them caught offside. Very, very good tactical thing to do for a team, as long as everyone moves up when they're supposed to, Mike. And
well, that's the whole trick when you're going to start playing the offside. Everybody better be awake, or you could find your opposition with a breakaway.
Yeah, that's a chance you take. But most teams practice it, and some teams do it exceptionally well, and it's very frustrating.
Throw in by Italia Flyers, and one of their players tried to header on up the line, and there was another throw in for Adria. Back down to Belgio. He was looking for Ivo Cern, but was too far with the ball, and was a throw in for Italia Flyers. Long ball. Cleared by Adria up the center, looking for Juco. Juco couldn't find Bubla. Back to Solina. Solina looks for Bubla. Gets him this time. Takes a shot, and is narrowly wide.
That was a gorgeous play. That's the type of plays we'd like to see more of from Adria, and they're capable of doing it. But for some reason tonight, they're rare and far between, Mike.
They seem to be a little. Disorganized right now, Joe. Sometimes somebody always asks me when I'm doing the color here with Frank Malvaso or someone else, and they ask me what system they're playing, and I'm confused sometimes. They seem to concentrate so many players in the middle of the field.
Well, as I said before, Queen's Athletic is a narrow field, but right now Adria is using a 4-3-3, and they're utilizing a sweeper. Unfortunately, they're not playing the ball to the wings enough, and it's hurting them because there's lots of congestion in the middle.
Nugent in possession for Adria. Looking for Ashton to get free. Hits the ball off Italia Flyers player. Izzy Rubai looking for the long balls of Frank Anselmo. Anselmo in possession. Bridner up the wing. Looking for someone in the center. Puts the ball back. Adria clears it. Back to Purden. Purden has his leg up too high, and the referee calls a free kick to Adria. Long ball up the wing. Juco looking for someone in the center. Back to his defenseman, Belgio. I'm sorry, back to Nugent. Nugent to Saren. Saren still in possession. To Svalina. Svalina's got Ashton beside him. Ashton tries to go around the defenseman, Troy Purden, and Purden puts it in out.
Throw in for the Flyers here, Mike. Again, I think I feel that the Croatian team is very frustrated, but they are not moving at all off the ball there. The defensemen were passing the ball back and forth, using the width of the field, and the forwards just seem to be standing there waiting for the long through ball. They are not moving to the spaces. It's unusual for Adria because they usually do move very well.
Ashton in possession. Tuco on the other side of him. Good tackle by Vaillancourt. To Nugent. To Ashton. Across to Juco. Juco to his winger. Goes through two defensemen. Good save by Dave Williams. The Italia Flyers goaltender come out and challenged the Adria winger and made a good save.
Excellent challenge. Again, we see that play coming from the wing. Yoko played the ball to the wing and created that opening.
Free kick to Italia Flyers. Corey Burnett with the free kick, looking for Anselmo. Back to Izzy, to Clyde Stevens. Clyde Stevenson taken down from behind by Ashton, and there definitely will be a free kick on that play.
Ronnie a little aggressive there. Actually, Brian, I'm sorry, Ron's his father. I get them confused.
Well, I think they both tackled the same way, Joe, as far as I remembered.
Yes, Ronnie was no slouch for tackling, that's for sure.
Free kick by Izzy Rubai. We don't use his last name too often in soccer here. We all know him as Izzy, so when you hear me referring to Izzy, you'll understand who I'm referring to. Right at Brian Ashton. Another shot by Purden over the bar, and will be a goal kick for Adria.
A little confident for Isidon to draw a free kick from almost center field there, but they almost got lucky on that. Might be a good time to mention that tomorrow, Mike, something that you work towards, the All-Star game coming up here for the senior men's. Sudbury Senior Men's All-Star is playing a team from North Bay. Is it Davidi Soccer Club from North Bay?
That's right, Joe. It's the Davidi Soccer Club from North Bay. Will be here tomorrow afternoon for a game against our All-Stars.
Should be an entertaining game. Davidi, as I remember, are a very good club.
Frank Anselmo tried to get around the Adria defenseman, and he kicked it out for a corner kick for Italia Flyers.
Another dangerous thing for the Croatian team is to give up corner kicks because the Flyer players seem to be a bit bigger and taller, and it's always dangerous on corner kicks.
Frank Anselmo takes a good corner kick. Frank Anselmo is a good player, smart player. He knows where to put the ball, and he took a nice corner there. Fortunate for Adria. They hit out someone, Ashton, on the ball. Izzy tried to get her over to Frank Anselmo again, and was Mike Svalina. Referee blows the whistle. It was a handball, and it will be a free kick to Italia Flyers. Free kick to Stevenson inside for Vaillancourt. Try to get to Izzy. Izzy will be looking for Frank Anselmo. Nugent fell on the ball, and while falling, his hand hit the ball, and it will be a free kick to Adria.
Sometimes I question the fact that players like Frank Anselmo and Brian Ashton take corners, Mike. If I was coaching, I would like those players to be in the middle where they could score goals. They're two excellent players with head balls and very good around the net. And I wonder why sometimes a player like that would take a corner kick. He'd be much more valuable.
Shot by Juko, which was 4 or 5 feet wide of the goalpost, and it will be a goal kick for Adria.
Yeah.
You're right, Joe. Apart from soccer ability, Frank Anselmo has got good height, and he's a big boy. And what you want is a guy like Izzy taking the corner kicks and putting Frank in the centre to go in and head that ball in. And but I guess that's why we're up in the commentator's box. We're not coaches.
Right, we're not coaches, exactly.
Long goal kick, good head on by Clyde Stevenson. Back to Juko. Juko dribbles with the ball, puts it too far in front of him, and Troy Purden clears it up. Back to Nugent. Izzy got the ball, and Anselmo was on his own, and he gives him a good ball, and I tell you, he wasn't that much offside that time.
Very close, but the linesman has the best view, and again, offside is very tricky. It's when the ball is played forward. It's not when the player gets the ball, and
that's right.
The flag was up, the linesman done his job.
Ball to Ashton, and Ashton has been going through 3 players. He does a good play to get the stern. Vaillancourt puts it up for a throw in. I noticed that Italia Flyers are watching Brian Ashton very closely. It seems when he gets the ball, there's about 2 guys ready to hit him and put him off the ball. And I guess you could say that's not a bad tactic.
Well, if you could get Brian off his game, it certainly will help your team, because Brian is probably one of the most talented players of the Sudbury area. I think most people that have followed his career know that he has played in England and has made some of the all-star teams in Ontario. And right now, Jeff is assigned to give him Jeff Vaillancourt for Flyers. Is with him every time he gets the ball. And I noticed that there's a little bit of nudging and pushing going on, too. Brian was appealing to the referee, but...
Vaillancourt back, throwing back to Dave Williams, Italia Flyers goaltender, and Dave will give this a good whack up to the over the center of the field. Look for Frank Anselmo. Swalina still in possession. Crosses the ball to Shannon. Long ball up, misses his player. Cleared by Italia Flyers into the center, and Salmo on the ball looking for Izzy. Izzy will give a good try in, but cleared out by Adria. Back to Izzy. Still in possession. Looking for an opening. Gives a long ball, but again the linesman Tom Ryan is right in line with the play, and he calls an offside.
Yes, we saw some of Isidon's magic there, I guess, as you could call it. Very skillful with the ball, very skillful.
It seems like that's not a bad tactic for Italia Flyers. Their goaltender Dave Williams, when he gets the chance to kick the ball out, he's kicking the long ball up towards Frank Anselmo. Brian Ashton on the ball. Swalina running into the corner. Tries to give the ball to Swalina, stopped by Stevenson. Stevenson clear, kicks it up in the air. Back to Ashton. Ashton taken down by Vaillancourt. Ashton appeals to the referee, and it seems like the referee is going to give Jeff Vaillancourt a yellow card for being too aggressive on Brian Ashton that time.
Yeah, we were just talking about that earlier, Mike, and sooner or later you knew that Jeff Vaillancourt was going to get the yellow card because of the way he was playing Brian. Now we'll see how far. He doesn't get any more chances. The next is a red card and ejection.
Free kick to be taken by Swalina. This wouldn't be a bad time to be taking a couple of high shots in at Dave Williams, considering the sun is hitting him right in the eyes, and it makes it kind of difficult for him when the high balls are coming in at him.
Well, it didn't come about that time, but you're right, Mike. You take advantage of the sun while you have it. Again, Adria, I think, would like to have that one back. It's sad to see a player like Svalina taking a free kick like that. He'd like to have it back.
Well, again, like we said earlier on, it doesn't seem like Adria are on the game this evening. They seem to be a little disorganized, and no one seems to be moving into the open areas as you should when you're playing soccer. And some of these players have enough experience to do that, but are not doing that this evening.
Well, I'm sure
Ashton.
Coach will have something to say about that at halftime, Mike. And
Nugent back to Ashton. Saren giving a long ball in the center. Juco cleared by Troy Purdy. Back to Svalina. Kicked up the field. And it'll be another throw in for Adria to be taken by Saren. Back to his goaltender, Bolonge. Bolonge, long ball up. Try to hit Nugent. Cleared back into the Adria half. Nugent. Cross the ball to Svalina. Svalina. Looking for Ashton. Is he in possession? Looking for Frank Anselmo. Stopped by Veljo. Veljo back to Shannon, to Nugent. Nugent switching to play to Veljo. Pursuit, a long ball up the wing, and it'll go out for a throw in for Italia Flyers.
We've seen on some of these throw-ins, Mike, the players are throwing the ball back to the goaltender. I don't know if our viewers are aware, but there's a new rule in the league this year, or in soccer this year, that if you intentionally pass the ball back to your goaltender, he cannot pick up and handle the ball.
That's correct, Joe. We explained that on a couple of the telecasts, and some of the players are not used to that right now. Long balls, looking for Anselmo. Campbell, long ball up. But again, Tom Ryan was right in line with the play, and Frank Anselmo, and I believe Nelson were offside for Italia Flyers.
I just wanted to mention that rule that we talked about doesn't apply to the throw-ins, Mike. We also would like to announce that the annual Caruso Club tournament is coming up, and that'll be held on Saturday, July 31st, August the 1st, and the final games on August the 2nd. We have 24 teams coming from all over Ontario, and if the tournament is half as good as it was last year, I think we're in for a real treat. So games start Saturday at 8 o'clock at the Lily Creek Fields, and the finals are on Sunday, 2 o'clock at Lily Creek, 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock at Lily Creek. It's a real treat for soccer players, soccer fans here in Sudbury to see this.
Joe, come on, we're getting close to the end of the first half, and as I said before, this is a surprise that Italia Flyers are 2 goals ahead of Croatia Adria. I don't think any betting people here would have betted that Italia Flyers would be 2 ahead of Adria at this point in the game.
Well, it's a surprise to me. Flyers are playing a very tactical game here. They're just waiting for their chances, and they've made good on both chances they've had. You should see a different game in the second half because the coach gets a chance to talk to the players at halftime and straighten things out. So,
Juco. Referee Spadafora calls for a free kick to Italia Flyers. I guess someone got a little bit of pushing on the sideline, and he's seen it. Burnett to Nelson, Nugent. Looking for Ashton, Svalina, Juco. Izzy with the ball. He'll put it up the wing, looking for Frank Anselmo again. Seren has the clear to Nugent. Nugent to Swalina, to Juco. Juco has got a breakthrough. He has a shot, and not a bad effort there. Just cut across the goal mouth and
Actually, that
went
was a
out.
pretty heads-up effort by him. He saw the goaltender coming out and tried to lob it up over into the far corner and just miskicked it a bit. I see that leg is really bothering him. I'm just wondering how much, but it was a good try on his part.
Yes, it was a heads-up play. He did see Willems coming out to the short side of him and try to put it into the far corner. Belgio clears the ball out to the side to Shannon. Ball play back to the goaltender, but he, as you said, Joey, before he can't pick it up. It was put back to him by his own player. Cleared it out by Seren. Long ball up to Burnett, leaves it to his goaltender, Dave Willems, who I'm sure will put this way up over the halfway line to try and find Frank Anselmo. Nelson, and again Frank Anselmo was offside. Tom Ryan is right in line with the play and rightfully calls the offside. Ball, quick free kick to Ashton. Nugent in possession, puts it through to Juco, to Ashton, takes the shot, and it's a goal by Brian Ashton. Good attempt by Dave Willems, but couldn't get enough of the ball, and Brian Ashton took.
Look, inside a case.
Nice goal.
Very heads-up play by Brian, picking the corner there. A goaltender almost had it, but an old cliche again, like in sports, if Adria needed anything, that's what they needed just before the half, and that could change the game around. We'll see.
The score with about a couple of minutes left at half-time now will be Italia Flyers 2, and of course our graphics have shown 0 for Adria, but they have just scored a goal, so that will be updated to 2-1 for Italia Flyers. Tip off by Italia Flyers. Referee is coming over to see his linesman, Joe Nero. They're having a discussion over something, and maybe they want to know where they're going after the game, but
I think the linesman called the referee over to point out that some of the players on the Flyer team were doing a little bit of talking. Maybe saying things that they shouldn't have been saying after that goal.
Shannon on the ball for Adria, up to Nugent. Nugent looking for Swalina for Ashton. Ashton in possession, long ball to Juco. Too good of a long ball, in fact it went over their heads and has gone out for another throw in.
Yes, number 12 from Adria was a little eager in getting in there.
Throw in by Italia Flyers. Juco cleared out. Back into Ashton. Ashton still in possession. Still got it. Back to Ashton again, looking for Swalina to move. Linesman has his flag up for an infraction against Brian Ashton by Clive Stevenson, I believe. Or it was the other way around, I think. Joe?
Yeah, it looks like Brian got called on that. Both players were aggressive.
Dave Willems with the free kick. Long ball, looking for one of his forwards. Steering for Adria to Ashton. Ashton taken down by Vaillancourt again, and Vaillancourt will be, I think, was a little lucky on that play that he didn't get another card. But however, in the judgment of the referee, he felt that he did go for the ball, and it would just be a free kick.
He was a little late on the tackle, and as you remember, Jeff is the fellow that got the yellow card.
Belgio with the free kick, long ball in. To Swalina, stops it from going out over the line. Back to Seren. Seren into Cassette. He takes a shot and it's gone wide for a goal kick for Italia Flyers. Well, Joe, I think we may see a different game in the second half after the coach of Adria speaks to his players about the first half playing.
Well, I hate to be hard on them, but I've expected more from them, and if I was their coach, I certainly would come down hard on them. But there could be reasons, so we'll wait and see.
And the referee blows the whistle for half-time. And we'll be back after the break with the second half.
What does the future hold for you? Bricklayer? Firefighter? What jobs hold a future for today's high school students? Landscape architect? Banker? Maybe the answers are right here on Careers 2000. Northern Cable Community Television, Cable 7, needs your assistance. In order to serve you better, we are asking for your comments on our programming. If you have any comments or suggestions concerning Cable 7 programs, please call the Cable 7 response line at 560-9448. Help us give you the programming you want to see. Call our response line and take an active part in programming your community channel. Call 560-9448.
Grâce à nos amis franco-américains, l'émission Bonjour nous informe des activités qui se déroulent au sud de la frontière. La musique, l'artisanat et des gens de culture francophone font partie de cette émission hebdomadaire.
Reach for the top. Join Cable 7 and our local high schools for an exciting half hour of mental agility. Who will walk off with the title of Top School? Reach for the Top, weekly on Cable 7.
Northern Cable Community Television in Sudbury. Pleasing you pleases us.
Welcome back to Senior Men's Soccer from Queen's Athletic Field. This is Mike Dowling along with Joey Presta, bringing you the second half of the game between Croatia Adria and Italia Flyers. The score after one half is Italia Flyers 2, Croatia Adria 1. Nugent with the ball inside to Ashton. Ashton, a long ball into the center, and Dave Williams, goaltender for Italia Flyers, gets possession and throws the ball across the other side of the field. Stevenson cleared back in by Adria. Throw in for Adria.
We'll see if that last minute first half goal for Adria will spark them a bit, Mike, as we were anticipating it would.
Spradina was in an offside position, and Tom Ryan, the linesman, was standing right beside him, so there certainly is no disputing that call. He was definitely in an offside position, and Tom was about 2 feet from him, so Mike Spradina has nothing to complain about that call.
Exactly. One of the things that we try and teach, they try and teach you as a referee, is that if you're right on the play, it's pretty hard for a player to argue. But if you're making calls from far away, then it gives them a chance to say, you know.
Nugent. And then Juko looking for Ashton. To Snuffle. Back to Juko. Ball cleared out by Italia Flowers for a throw in.
You see, Adria's made one lineup change, Mike. Number 2 for Adria, Ivo Terran, is off sitting on the bench, and they've installed, looks like this fella here getting the ball now, number 16.
Number 16 was Joshua Shannon. Long clearings up. And Dajo clears her across. Back to Shannon. Nugent puts his foot up and unfortunately knocks the ball out of play for a throw in for Italia Flyers. Richard Campbell with the throw in. Long ball up to Frank Anselmo. Nugent gets possession. Chased by Frank Anselmo. And Frank gets his foot in there and puts the ball out for a throw in for Adria.
Nugent was looking to pass it back to his keeper, but as that new rule is in, I guess that made him change his mind, and that's how he got a bit in trouble. But if that had happened last year, he would have just pushed it back to his keeper and gotten himself out of trouble.
Long throw in off to Ashton. Into Anselmo. Anselmo in possession. And a good play by Passat, who puts the ball out for a throw in for Italia Flyers. Vanderplug with the throw in for Italia Flyers.
Again, we saw the Flyers score from one of these plays, long throw. Didn't work this time, but these long throws again, Mike, are always dangerous. They're as a corner kick, and especially on a narrow field. And as I said before, Queens is a touch narrow.
Long throw in by Ankord. Back to Nugent. Nugent with the ball, switches to play. Izzy on the ball, being pushed off the ball by Bubla. And I guess it was the other way around because the referee has awarded a free kick to Adria. Free kick taken up the line to Bubla. Looking for Swalina. Swalina inside, still in possession. Takes the shot, is way wide, and the goal kick for Italia Flyers.
Good ball control by Mike Swalina there, Mike, and had he gotten a little bit more over the ball on that, it would have been down, and goaltender would have been forced to make a good save. But he got a little bit under the ball. But
Ankord, tackled by Swalina. Ankord gets it up. Ashton in possession. Got Nugent on his side. Changes his mind. Aims a long ball into the center. Cleared by Cordy Burnett. Izzy to Clark Stevenson. Kicks a long ball up out of the reach of all these players, and Chris Belanger will easily pick that up and throws it out to Nugent. Long ball looking for Juko. Juko got it. Was tackled by Burnett. And Dave Williams got possession for Italia Flyers. Gives a long ball over the center line. Kicked back in by Adria. Burden. Hubla. Challenged by Izzy. Back to Burden. Ashton trying to get his foot out. Bancourt. Easy Rubai. Long ball up for Nelson and cleared out by Pursuit. The shot for a goal for a throw in. So Joey is still getting a little scrambly out there on the part of Adria. I think they have the players to give those long balls and play the wings and cross the ball into the centre, and they got speeders like Juko, and he's only seem to be using him at all.
Well, I seem to note a little bit more energy in them in the second half, Mike, and they're coming along. Again, Joko seems to be injured, and that might have a bearing on it, but Adria seems to be playing with a little more enthusiasm.
Goal kick for Adria. Short kick. I believe it's Baggio took it up the wing. And throw in, long ball up the wing. Burden. Chiesi. Chiesi taken down, no call to Ashton. Ashton to Bubla. Bubla, long ball in, looking for Svalina. Burnett challenges Svalina, across the ball to Juko. And Juko, I believe, may have got it on his wrong side. And the ball went out for a goal kick.
Excellent heads-up play by Svalina there to get that ball across. And again, that injury maybe is affecting him because he did take it on his wrong foot.
I don't know if he was expecting the ball so fast, Joey, but
it didn't miss by much, Mike, and he just maybe it was more reaction than play. But he is limping out there, and he's laboring.
Nugent from Pursuit. Not full back to Nugent. Good tackle and good play by number 7, Vaillancourt of Italia Flowers.
Some good give and goes by Adria there. Unfortunately, I feel they were a little bit close to each other and didn't really create.
Throw in by Shannon. Headed out. Nugent. Out of the line. And it's a throw in for Adria. Long ball. Looking for Svalina. And the ball headed out by Richard Campbell for a throw in for Adria. Joshua Shannon, throw into Nugent, back to Shannon. Looking for Svalina.
A lot of the play out on this side right now, isn't it?
I don't know, Joey, maybe they're playing in the shade here. And
out of the sun.
Back to Juko. Juko got a chance, he takes a shot, and it was a weak shot, and Dave Willems had no problem in stopping that shot.
Still had to be alert, had to be at the right spot. There was
Mula. Percent.
We see Adria pressing, as we were talking before, Mike. We've been talking about their ability all night, and they just seem to be playing a little bit under par tonight, but again, there could be reasons for that. They're coming now.
Throw in, and wasn't taken correctly. It was a foul throw, and it'll be throw in for Italia Flyers.
That's frustrating for a foul throw at this level of the game.
Lose approximately about 13 minutes played of the second half, and Italia Flyers still retain the lead 2-1 over Adria. Frank Anselmo with the ball inside to Izzy. Izzy tried to hit his winger, was too strong with that kick, and the ball has gone out for a throw in for Italia Flyers. I see Adria is missing, I think they're missing a couple of players, and I think also Italia Flyers may be missing a couple of players this evening. With all the vacation season with us, I think that's where some of the players have gone. Long ball by Chris Belange, and it hits off an Italia Flyers player, and the throw in by Svalina. Back to Svalina on the corner, crosses the ball, cross was too close to the goal and too high. None of his teammates could pick up the opportunity of that cross. I think, Joey, what some of the younger players have got to realise when they cross the ball is you've got to keep it out of the reach of the goaltender, and always a good pointer was to aim at where the penalty spot is. Because if you put them in too close to a good goaltender, then it's just like the guy picking apples from a tree. The ball just won't go by him.
Exactly, Mike. You get an experienced goaltender inside that 18-yard box. He's king there. So he can get those arms up and get those high balls. So you want to keep the ball away from him, low, direct, and away from the keeper is your best cross.
The free kick to Adria will be taken by Brian Ashton. I think you can see Ashton put this right in onto the penalty box. High, long ball, good ball. Swilina. I think Swilina hit off his hand, and referee quite rightly. In fact, what has happened is Mike Swilina deliberately hit the ball with his hand, and that is a misconduct in soccer in the referee's judgment, and he has given him a yellow card.
Well, we saw 2 World Cups ago, Mike, a very famous play by Diego Maradona, one of the most famous players in soccer, apparently scored a goal like that. I think Mike might have been trying to imitate.
Well,
Unfortunately, he got caught.
You know, he was either caught by Tom Ryan, or he was caught by Iggy Spadafora, but he was whoever caught it. Ball cleared out by Ancord.
Yeah, intentionally handling the ball is a yellow card infraction. It's written right in the book, and most players know this and shouldn't be caught on it. He was trying to get away with something and got cautioned for ungentlemanly conduct.
Throw in by Adria. Cleared out, hit off an Adria player, and there will be a throw in, I believe, for Italia Flyers. Juco in possession, still in possession. Ball cleared away by Van der Ploeg, and I believe one of the Adria players was in the offside position, which I believe was Mike Swilina. Tom Ryan in the perfect position to catch him that time, and it'll be a free kick to Italia Flyers.
Adria is definitely pressing.
The Ancord, long ball, looking for Nelson. Back down, Purdy. Purdy still in possession. Oh, that was a tough collision between 2 players, and the referee gives a free kick to Adria. Free kick to be taken by Belgio. Long ball, good ball in. Dave Williams comes out and makes a good catch and kicks the ball up looking for Frank Anselmo. Cleared in by Passat. Back to Dave Williams. Throws the ball to his winger, Troy Purdy, who was taken down by Juco. And Juco by Ancord with a free kick.
It's not only the Croatian names you're having trouble with tonight, Mike.
Yeah. Purden tackled strongly there by Belgio, and referee Spadafora gives a free kick to Italia Flyers. Short pass to Purden. Purden in the corner. Ball has gone too far, and it will be goal kick to Adria. Long ball looking for Swilina. He's onside. He's got it. No, he couldn't make it, and it went out for a throw-in to Italia Flyers.
There's that ball on the wing that we didn't see much of in the first half, Mike, and possibly we'll be seeing a little bit more of it in the second half because it is effective.
Throw in to by Italia Flyers. Back to the goaltender, Dave Williams, who clears the ball way up the field. Clive Stevenson looking for Izzy. Cleared by the Adria defenseman, and it's a throw in for Adria, or for Italia Flyers, excuse me. Izzy with the throw in, I believe, to Nelson, hits off Nelson and goes for a throw in to Adria. Kubala, Prasad, Tunisian. Cleared by Bianco to Ashton. Ashton de Belgio. Back and Burnett, defenseman for Italia Flyers, has got the ball. Puts the ball up looking for Stevenson. Back to Belgio. Back to Swalina, inside the Belgio. He slips and the ball is cleared out over the sideline by Jeff Vianco.
Seems to me that the Croatian coach here has put Belgio back on midfield, where I've seen him play most of his soccer, and it looks like Mike Spalina has moved up to the wing. So far, they seem to be working well at that.
Ball was thrown in and kicked back to Dave Willem. Long ball up the field looking for Frank Anselmo. Frank heads are on. Belgio back to clear it. Back to Shannon. Back to Belgio. Back to Shannon. Nugent takes over, loses possession. Van der Ploeg, 2 defensemen back. And I believe maybe was that an offside again, Joe? It didn't look like it, but...
Well, what happened there, Mike, is that the player that did not have the ball was ahead of the player with the ball, and if the player ahead of the ball ended up with the ball.
Yuko with a chance comes right in, and kicks the ball over the bar for 3 points again.
Just a chance at one end and then back down to the other end, Mike. Yeah, as I was explaining before, if the player with the ball had continued on through and got his own pass, he would have been onside. But because the other player was ahead of him at the time and he touched the ball, that then made it offside.
I think what happens too is when some of the younger players get in front of the goal and they see they're on their own, they get a little excited and they have their body packed off the ball instead of the body over the ball. Where if you have your body over the ball, then you'll keep the ball low. And in this case, I think Juko was way back, and he put that ball way over the bar.
Well, soccer is no different than any other sport, Mike. Probably the hardest thing to teach a player is scoring goals, and scoring actually is a natural ability, I think. It's very difficult to teach a player. Yoko, I think, is a natural scorer. That time he just misplayed it.
Good effort there by Italia Flyers. Quick throw in. Van der Ploeg. They did on a goaltender. Belanger picks the ball up easily. And kicks the ball way up the field looking for Joko. Back in. Frank Anselmo to Nelson. Nelson looks for Anselmo. Izzy. Challenged by Bubla. Still got the ball. Picked up, taken by the goaltender Belanger. Back to Bubla. Bubla to Ashton. Ashton, long ball over Snoffel. Snoffel in possession, gives the long ball through looking for Swalina, and Dave Willems, the Italia Flyer goaltender, comes out and intercepts and clears the ball out to center field, looking for Anselmo. Snoffel inside the Nugent. Taken away from Stevenson, back to Ashton. Ashton, the long ball to Bubla on the wing. Bubla takes a short but easy kick towards Dave Williams, and Dave Williams has no problem in saving that shot. Ashton still in possession, looking for someone. Cleared by Vaillancourt. To Swalina. Swalina tries to go down Purdy, and Purdy gets the ball and puts it out for a throw in.
Croatian team is using a little more sense in their attack now. They are moving the ball well.
Stevenson clears it out. Back in Burnett. Vaillancourt tries a long ball for Frank Anselmo, but there is nobody there. Frank Anselmo takes the ball away from the Adria player. He's got Nelson in the centre with him, decides to go around himself. Belanger comes out, makes a slide tackle and puts the ball out for a throw in.
Good play by Belanger. We saw him come in the first half. The Adria goaltender Rocca injured, and good heads-up play. He saw Frank in trouble and came out to challenge. But also a good play by Frank. He must be one of the most frustrated players out there. He seems to be all alone up in front, and whenever he gets the ball, it seems to be that there's 2 or 3 Croatian players up back there with him.
Well, speaking of Frank, it looks like he's down injured just outside of the goal crease, and Gino Casticino is on his way over to have a look at him.
Goaltender challenged well. He might have nicked him on the shin here a bit. And Frank's quite the competitor. I don't think we'll see him out of the game. While we have a minute here, I guess we should mention again, Mike, this up-and-coming Caruso Club tournament coming up on a long weekend in August, and we've got 24 teams from all over Ontario coming. We've got teams from London, Ontario, from Whitby. We've got a team from Montreal coming in. Last year was the first year that the tournament was held, and it was a huge success, some fantastic soccer. I'd like to see the Sudbury people come out and support the soccer, because it is great soccer, and the committee that works all year on it does a great job putting it together. So that's the long weekend in August, starting at Lily Creek Field on Saturday, 8 o'clock, and all day Saturday, July the 31st, August the 1st, and the final games August the 2nd, all at Lily Creek.
Throw into Italia Flyers. Long ball in, cleared by Ashton. To Purdy, to Burnett. Burnett kicks it back to Dave Willems. Dave Willems clears it up the field to Stevenson. Stevenson go by Passat. Over to Nelson. Cleared by Donjo. Referee blows the whistle. I think Iggy had his foot up too high that time, and he called for a free kick for Adria. Long ball looking for Spalina. Gets possession. Back to Bubala. Inside to Nugent. And it's in. Beats Dave Willems down. Is in the back of the net for an equalization of 2-2.
It's a lovely play again there, Mike. And as I said before, the coach at halftime puts Valina on the wing, and I don't know if you've noticed, but they've really been playing the right side quite a bit. They must have saw something there, but Svalina's doing a great job on the wing. Put the ball back to Belgio. Belgio, nice little through ball, and just a pretty goal. We've seen Adria do this a number of times. They have the ability. We've been mentioning that all night, and 2-2, and Adria seems to be coming on. Let's see what the Flyers can do.
Well, I always find when you're looking at a game, if you start to play the wingers and use the long ball and cross the ball in, you're liable to score more goals that way than to concentrate to play in the middle of the field like we see a lot of our teams do during the league games.
It seems to open up the field a bit if you play the ball to the wing, and just creates more space. And if players utilize that space that's created, it can create a lot of chances.
Long ball by Shannon to Juco. Juco to Bubala. Cleared out. I see we got another substitute for Italia Flyers.
Vince Papero came in for Anselmo. Anselmo. Anselmo was injured on that rush by the Adria keeper. I really feel that Anselmo is just taking a rest and is not really injured. He'll be back in the game.
Yeah, I've watched Vince Paperdo play quite a few games, and he has a very, very hard shot when he gets in position to close to the goal, and I think Adria would be wise to have someone watch him, because if he gets the opportunity, he has a very, very hard shot and is a good goal scorer. Long ball into Dave Willems, who will have no problem catching the ball, and he will clear it back up. Van der Ploeg by Stevenson. Nelson on his outside, gives it to Nelson. Shane Nelson crosses the ball, good ball. But Paperdo put it in the net, but Joe Nero, the linesman, had his flag up for offside. Or maybe a handball.
It was a handball. I think Vince, the ball bounced on him and caught him off guard. But again, as you were mentioning with Vince, he doesn't need many chances to put the ball in the net. Adria is very fortunate there. One of the things about Vince is that I guess he's a veteran now of the league, and I remember him from years back. He's got fantastic ability up front. Unfortunately, he can't devote much time to soccer these days, but the scoring touch is still there, so Adria better keep an eye on him, as you said.
Free kick to Italia Flyers by Corey Burnett. Long ball in. Cleared back out. Burden across to Clive Stevenson. Inside to Vince Paperdo. Oh, and
that hard shot that you talked about, Mike. Again, Vince has been in the field for about 3 minutes, and he's had 2 chances. So
I think Vince's shot was stopped a little bit there by deflected by the Adria defenseman, or Vince would have had his first goal of the game. Approximately 30 minutes gone in the second half, and the score: Croatia Adria 2, Italia Flyers 2. Goal kick for Adria. Long ball looking for Svalina. Svalina can't catch it, and it's a throw in for Italia Flyers.
See, Anselmo has come in now, replacing Shane Nelson. That's a 1-2 combination up front now. Anselmo should have a little help from Vince Paperdo.
Anselmo with the ball. Still in possession. Izzy looking for Paperdo. Paperdo challenges, but Belanger comes out, kicks it outside of the box. And I think Vince got a little help there from the Adria defenseman and Joshua Shannon, and will be a free kick for Italia Flyers. Izzy to take the free kick. Referee is making him move the ball over to the side a little bit. Short ball into Vince. Vince has a shot, and way wide up the top of the grass bank, and will be a goal kick to Adria.
As you mentioned before, Mike, the idea is to get over the ball so you keep the ball low. Vince unfortunately got under it and wedged it up. Might be a good golf shot, though.
Good 9-iron, Joe, or pitching wedge. Long ball out. Burden. Svalina in possession. Beats Burden. Ball goes to Stevenson. Stevenson looking for someone. Came close to catching Vince again. And ball goes into Dave Willems, who will clear it right out to the halfway line. The league standings, Joe, as you read them out before, is pretty close here, you know, with Adria with 10 points and Corsi with 10, and 9 for LA Lake and 9 for Canadian Builders. A tie here for Adria tonight could ruin the chances of winning the league.
Well, we've seen in the past, Mike, it's a short season here up in northern Ontario, and you only have so many games, and 1 point can make or break a league. Many championships have been lost by 1 point, so Adria would certainly like a win here.
Juco. Ashton moving into the center to Svalina. Svalina clears the ball to Juco. Juco's
3-on-1.
got... Oh, Juco's got Ashton. Ashton backheels it. And Adria had a 3-on-1, as we say in hockey, and
Didn't capitalize.
capitalized on that play.
They were a bit fortunate even to get a shot away because I think Yoko was passed back, was a little behind, and Ashton made a nice effort to get it. And chances like that are unfortunate when you foul them because you don't get too many 3-on-1s in soccer.
Mike Svalina with the corner kick for Adria, low one in, and Dave Williams down on the ground and gets the ball and anticipated that low ball coming in from Svalina very well. Long ball up the center, looking for Izzy. Headed down by Bubala. Izzy and Bubala chase the ball. The ball goes off Bubala. And as Spectre was, it is a free kick for Italia Flyers to Viancourt. Viancourt looking for an opening, tries to catch Frank Anselmo. Nugent. Got Ashton running up the wing. Got Seren on the other wing to Juco, to Ashton. Ashton to Seren. Seren has a long shot high and over the bar, and it will be a goal kick for Italia Flyers.
Good heads-up play. Goaltender seemed to be coming out, and he tried to lift it over him. But I've been impressed with Dave Williams in goal for the Flyers. When he comes out, he knows what he's doing. He's sure of himself. He knows exactly where he is at all times. I haven't seen him in much trouble tonight. The two goals that Adria did score were really... he had no real chance on it.
Well, I always played when I played with some goaltenders. They were hesitant coming out and made me very nervous. And I always liked to be playing in front of a goaltender who, when he was going to go, he went, and there was no hesitation. I think that's.
Dave Williams certainly fits that mold, Mike. He's come out very strong, and he's very sure. And it does settle your defense down when you know you got a goaltender back there who's... you have confidence in him. It makes a big difference. It allows you to play your game.
Long ball out, but no one there, and it'll be a throw-in to Adria.
See, Adria has made a player change, Mike. Yoko has gone off to tend to that sore ankle we've been talking about all night, and seems that I'm not sure of the name here. I'm having trouble. That looks like his brother, number 15, Idika Yoko.
Idika Yoko is coming in as better. Izzy cleared out by Adria. Yoko looking for someone to give the ball to Bubala. Bubala in possession, still in possession, taken by Vianco to Izzy. Goes by to the Adria defenseman, still in possession. It seems like number 11 of Croatia, Adria, is being sent out of the game. And I would believe it's
for descent, Mike. He was showing descent. It was Bubala was dribbling and tried to dribble past 2 or 3 players, got knocked down, and stayed down on the ground. I guess Nugent didn't appreciate the fact that the referee didn't make a call there and must have said one too many words. As you see, he's being ejected and going to be sent to the dressing room.
I think one thing the people have to learn, or the players have to learn in this league, is that fine asking the referee a question sometimes, but when you get persistent dissent, the referee is going to show you who is boss on the field quite rightly, and you will be ejected from the game.
Well, he was a little bit upset at the linesman because the linesman was closer and didn't make a call, but maybe there wasn't a call to be made. Sometimes the players see things a little differently than the officials, but you have to have that self-control that the officials are doing the game, and sometimes you have to live with their decision.
Good goal. Pushing, it seems like he was called for pushing Izzy off the ball, and there was a free kick to Italia Flyers. Burden, ball taken away from Burden by Ancor, tackles Stern to Zuko. Cleared up to Sat. Still in possession, looking for someone to give the ball to. Stevenson comes back. Long ball. Looking for Perfero. Stopped by the Adria defenseman. Shannon. And it'll be a throw in for Italia Flyers. Long ball in to Anselmo. Anselmo still in possession. Cleared by Shannon to Stevenson. Stevenson put a long ball in, and just a little too far for Frank Anselmo, and Chris Belange clears it out to Juco.
Good try for a through ball for Anselmo, but it was unfortunately Clive just pushed it a little bit far for him. But the idea was there. It was great play, great attempt. Adria better settle down, Mike. They seem to have had the game going their way in the second half, and now with this ejection, and I see they're a little bit frustrated again. That could change the game around again.
Bubala, long ball in, Wyatt. Well, what happens sometimes is with some of the players, they are instead of playing the game and waiting for the whistle, they stop and they're waiting for a whistle all the time because they think there's an infraction. Most experienced soccer player, the only time they stop is when the referee blows the whistle, and I think there's inexperience with some of these young players, and but they will certainly learn to keep dissenting with the referee that their suspensions will certainly teach them the experience. Brian Ashton and Italia Flyer player, I can't see who it is right now. Seems to be a little injured. It looked like both of them went for a 50-50 ball that time, and none of them had intended to pull out. And usually what happens is one of the players come out injured in a situation like that.
Well, one of the things that you're taught too is that if it is a 50-50 ball, if you let off a bit, you have the chance of getting hurt. So you might as well go in and tough and bear the grunt of it. But again, it was a 50-50 ball. Number 5 for the Flyers. He's getting up. He's all right. Gino attended to him and gives him the magic water a little bit. And sometimes they just want a little rest.
Richard Campbell was the player for Italia Flyers, but I'm glad to see he's okay. He had a drink of that magic water, and he's fine. This will be, looks like an indirect free kick, Joey, to Adria.
Could be direct. I don't see the referee's arm up yet, and if it's a direct kick, it means that a goal can be scored directly from the kick. If it was an indirect kick, it would have to be touched by someone else before a goal could be scored.
As you said, this looks like a direct free kick as Mike Spalina takes a beautiful shot, hits the crossbar, and the referee blows the whistle.
Actually, Mike, that was saved by the keeper. It was a good save, and he did well to keep it out of the net. It was a good...
Excuse me, you're quite correct, Joey. The goaltender did get his hands to it, hit the crossbar, and over the crossbar, actually. He hit the football part of the crossbar, and that will be counted off the corner to be taken by Brian Ashton. Nice ball in, cleared out by Frank Anselmo. Back to Ashton. Long ball in, there's nobody there, and Dave Williams is ready to take the ball. Approximately about 3 or 4 minutes left in the game, and the score is Croatia Adria 2, Italia Flyers 2. Your remark earlier on in the game where Adria is letting some of the more experienced players take these corner kicks seems to be a waste of talent, Joey. And I think Adria would be far better off with Brian Ashton in the middle rather than taking corner kicks.
Well, when you have a player of Brian Ashton's ability, or any forward that is a good scorer and has the potential to score, I'd like to see him in front of the net and have one of the other players take the corner kick. It's just my philosophy, but
I would agree with you that when you have players of that ability, you should be using them in the centre and not out in the corner taking corner kicks.
yes, I'm sure Adria has 4 or 5 players that are good at taking corner kicks, and a player of Brian Ashton's ability, I think, should be in front trying to score a goal.
Burnett for Italia Flyers clears the ball up to Stevenson. Stevenson, long ball to Frank Anselmo, but I don't think Frank, he may. Good tackle by Chris Belange, and actually he gets back in time to stop the ball going into the net. Looks like
I think the referee is calling that the ball was passed back to the keeper, but I hate to disagree with the referee, but I would question that call. I think that's the call he's making. It's an indirect free kick. He's got his arm up. 2 players have to touch the ball before a goal can be scored on. But you have to give credit to Frank Anselmo. He comes off the bench, he's injured, and it was a nothing ball, and he made something of it.
I actually, the ball was so far put in front of him, I didn't think Frank was going to get to the ball, and he made a good effort in getting to the ball, and luckily Chris Belange came out and made a slide tackle. This is an indirect free kick, indicated when you see the referee with his hand up in the air. 2 shots, kicked again. Ball hit off somebody, and referee is calling for a goal kick. The Italia Flyers players don't seem to agree with that call, but however, it will be a goal kick.
Well, the Wall done their job. One of the things we should mention too, Mike, coming up in August is the World Games coming up, or the
Special Olympics.
Special Olympics coming up, and that's at the end of August, and there'll be some soccer action in that too. So some of the soccer.
I believe Tom Ryan is looking after the soccer end, and there's quite a few of us helping Tom with the seating and different things in the Olympics. I believe there's about 20 soccer teams, and they'll be played at Lily Creek and about 5 or 6 other fields around the area, which will be terrific, and everyone should come out and support it.
Well, it's nice to see a lot of soccer action here in town. Again, we have the All-Star game tomorrow, 2 o'clock here at Queen's Athletic. Sudbury's All-Star team is playing North Bay Dividi. We have the Caruso Club tournament coming up on the long weekend in August, which should be real entertaining soccer again, and we have the Special Olympics. So lots of soccer action coming up this summer here.
Well, the closing seconds of this game, Joe, and it looks like we will end up with a tied game here. Purden still in possession. Looks for Frank Anselmo. Frank Anselmo still got the ball. Belange comes out, tackles, and makes a good slide tackle to take the ball off Frank Anselmo.
Frank Anselmo got caught offside there, and you couldn't blame him there. He's limping trying to get back.
Well, Frank, after making his run, was limping after the tackle by Chris Belange, the Adria goaltender, and quite rightly, Frank couldn't make it back, and he ended up in an offside position. Long ball in to Burnett, who just takes his time, sends it to Purden. Cleared by Italia Flyers. Back in. Bubala looking for Juco, and Juco crosses the ball in the center, and there's nobody there, and Dave Williams easily picks the ball up, and he kicks it out to looking for Clive Stevenson. Back to Stevenson. Shannon to Swalina. Swalina crosses the ball looking for Bubala. Burnett makes a good play. Gives the ball to Vince Papardo. Back to Stevenson. Stevenson back to Burnett. Burnett to Purden. Purden, long ball back out with another sliding tackle. I think Chris DeLonghi has come out with about 3 sliding tackles. And there is the full time and the score after 90 minutes is Italia Flyers 2, Croatia Adria 2.
Got to give Adria credit, Mike, coming back from a 2-0 deficit. I thought they played below par first half, and they came out in the second half as we had predicted and just gave it a little extra. Ended up with a 2-2 tie. I think they'll be a little disappointed with that, but you got to learn that soccer is 2 halves and not just one.
Quite correct. This is Mike Dowling along with Joey Prester saying good night to you from Queen's Athletic Field.